Hey Hero fans, so today we're going to open a Battle Cat and fix his ankle articulation. So first take a look at this Battle Cat. I just picked this up at Target and you can see the back of the box. We have some cool figures on there. Evil Lyn and Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Teela, and of course He-Man, the Sky Sled, Battle Cat, and Beast Man. The armor is removable and it shows how you can move and twist and bend, and it has some cool box art that says strong, agile, and come on, line it up, and ferocious. The faithful Battle Cat charges in the battle with He-Man on his back and Skeletor in his sights. There we go. Fun, fun, fun. So let's go ahead and get this thing open and let's take a look at this Battle Cat. Find my scissors here. There we go. Come on out of here, Battle Cat. Oh, it's just stuck a little bit. Come on. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Get out of the box. Oh, there we go. Alright. So here we have Battle Cat. Let's go ahead and cut off all the straps. Now it's kind of cool. When I went to Target today, they actually had 4 of these still sitting on the shelves and 4 Skeletors. So you could get a Skeletor and a Battle Cat. Nope, yep, I did not undo all the legs. I just cannot believe how many little straps they have on this to hold it in place. I guess they don't want it moving in the box. They want it to hold its perfect pose, which would be cool in 20 years when you have one still mint in the package, to know that it still didn't fall or some other crazy things. Alright, so here is the Battle Cat, and it has some great articulation. It really does. Now this one leg is extremely loose. I think it's actually broke a little bit inside, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But you can see we have where the legs attach to the body, they move. There's a middle joint, almost like you could call a knee joint or something. Let's get this helmet on right. Oh. Jaw rubber band. Notice it's on the second dot in when you set the saddle. So if you take your saddle off, second dot in order to fix it. This side's really tight. That side's extremely wobbly and loose. Look at that. Something's not right. Alright. There we go. So, the biggest problem with this Battle Cat, I feel, is the lack of ankle articulation. And if you take a look right here on the ankles, you just can't actually move them at all. So you want to put Battle Cat in some other shape when He-Man's riding him, like 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. His feet just don't sit flat on the ground. And that's a real problem. So today we're going to remedy that problem, hopefully. Hopefully we're going to make it so that when he moves his legs in certain positions, instead of his legs sticking up like he's trying to do some kind of crazy stretch, his foot can actually fit flat on the ground. Now for me, the front legs are the most important. The back legs are not quite as important to do the articulation on, so we're going to focus on the front legs. You can see the cool paws right there. It is actually a pretty cool sculpt they did on this Battle Cat. Alright, let's get off to work. Now this is actually pre-recorded, this part right here. I actually did this yesterday. I'll take the heat gun and warm up the parts. Now I do want to try to save the shell and the head for some customs in the future. I may take Lizard Man and give him a new head. It'd be kind of cool. Give him one of the turtle heads. So of course we're trying to pull this guy apart, and he's pretty strong there, so I got his legs off. Got his arms off. And now to crack open the torso. I found out the armor, though, actually comes off separately because it's actually a different plastic, not just a different color. I mean, it's not like paint or something. So let's try to crack this thing open. And I'll use my set ring pliers. These work great for cracking things open. There we go. And we're trying to get these little shoulder pieces out. And it looks like there they are right here. Ta-da! And we got them. So now to start chopping away at Battle Cat. So I want to cut off Battle Cat's foot. Now in hindsight, I probably should have done this a little higher up, because the way his back part of his leg is. But, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? Here we go, cutting the leg off. Now I did first put it in the vise for safety, but it was just too hard to try to have it in the vise and be able to get all the way around the leg from all different angles. As you'll see, because I have to get on the inside too, and then kind of move it around. Otherwise you end up with a cut that might be really angled weird. Sorry, the sound's kind of loud, sorry about that. So, just work carefully, make sure you don't get hurt when you're doing this. Double check to make sure the screw's still tightened in. And then take your time. Because you only get one shot at this. If you mess it up, you have to toss your Battle Cat. Almost. So close. It's like cutting wood. I'm going to go ahead and mute the sound. This is just too loud, so let's just go ahead and mute this. So the rest of it just be me talking while I'm doing this part right here. I know it's not as exciting not hearing the sound effects, but sorry you guys. Then I want to drill a small hole right in the center, just so I can have a starting point. Otherwise, sometimes your Dremel tool will keep flying off. So you can put it right in the hole, and you can see as I work this, these big old chunks come out, and they're actually pretty nice and warm. So be careful. I'm trying to make a flat floor area. You can kind of see how it's flat inside there, just so it will accommodate that shoulder piece that used to go inside the body. Now I want to make sure that it goes to the edge as far as it can, so that way then it matches nicely, and I want to round it out so that the joint actually fits deep into it. So I'm going to get another tool to actually round this out a little bit. So let's swap that out. I guess I'm first going to cut it out some more with that tool. Okay. I should be switching to the other tool in a minute. Where is it? There we go. There's the round one. Just working that around to carve it out so it's a nice round shape to match the shoulder joint that I was using from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Now to go deeper on the floor part, because now I've made it deeper so that it could fit deeper because of the round part. It's actually a pretty nice fit. So now onto the foot. This one here is going to drill the hole, but I'm just going to do it by hand because the plastic's so soft. It's pretty easy to do. You don't need to get your power tools out, you might ruin it. Then just sand this thing out same way. Not quite as big of an area though, because this part of the shoulder joint's a lot smaller. This one is the side that goes into the bicep. Make sure your tools are on tight when you do this. And of course round this thing out. Now this foot was a lot scarier to do because it's not as thick as the leg. So I was kind of afraid that if I went too far, I might actually damage the foot. And this plastic gets really hot. In fact, at one point it was actually smoking. So I had to cool it off for a few seconds before I kept going. Alright, and then you want to keep fitting it, make sure it works okay. Now you want to fit it while the plastic's still hot and malleable and kind of melt it a little bit. That way then it will actually go right around the joint, and it just literally reforms into that shoulder joint, and the plastic kind of goes up and around, and it makes it so you don't have to add any O-rings or anything else. So do it while the plastic's hot. So I purposely sometimes run the drill in there to make it extra hot so it remelts that plastic inside, and I'm hardly even pushing it all just to cause friction, just to heat that plastic to a melting point. And once it's hot and melted, you just shove it on, let it cool a little bit, and you can kind of see how this joint's going to be. Now the edges are still really rough, So I'm going to smooth those up. I'm going to do the other leg and do the same thing. Alright, let's take a look at it completed with both legs done. And here it is with both legs done. Now I've cleaned up all around the edges. I actually used a real fine sanding stone. Then I went back with 400 grit sandpaper and some water. Then I used a heat gun to kind of burn off any other little frays on there. And then I used some super glue to glue the top half of the shoulder into the leg. So the bottom half is just held in by friction into the foot, but the top half has a big glob of super glue to hold that part in. And then I let it just sit overnight to dry. And you can see now I can put it in all kinds of cool poses. I mean, check this out. You can actually have one foot forward, one back. He-Man can ride him and have some cool stances, so his legs just aren't going straight down. And again, I didn't do the back legs. I figured the back legs are not really that important to do, and they'd be kind of tough to do too. I'll show you in a second why the back legs would be difficult to do. Now, my friend, a Joker from up north, he actually did the back legs using the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wrist joints, but I opted not to do it. Now, you can take a look. Those joints do add some height. You can see where the mid part where it bends, how it's a little higher right there. But what's crazy is because the back legs and everything, the total height is not actually that much higher. I was actually kind of surprised at how much little change there was between the two cats. And I'll show you some more views in a few minutes between the two cats. There you go, and you can kind of see how that looks. Now I know that the new articulation kind of looks a little bit strange, just kind of popped out there on his ankles. I don't know how aesthetically pleasing it is, if I actually do like it or don't like it. I like the fact that it's articulated, but I'm not sure. And then on the back right there, you can see I'd have to cut it right there at that point to make a good articulation point. And that just makes that plastic way too thin on the back of that foot. You have to really angle it in at a really strange angle to make it work. And I just didn't want to mess with that at all. You can see right there how I clean those areas up. And again, I just put the heat gun right on there before I glued it together and just did a slight melting on it just so that it would just clean up that whole entire area right there. It's just so cool having that articulation point. As you can see now, he can do all kinds of crazy stuff like high five with He-Man or whatever else he wants to do, or attack if he had claws sticking out. So there you go. That is part of the fix. Let's do some more comparisons of the heights of these, because I really want you guys to see the height difference, because I know there was some concerns about that while I was doing this. People were like, wow, it's a bigger Battle Cat. But really, you can see right here I'm trying to put the cats in the same pose, and it just looks ridiculous with his foot sticking out. Kind of see he just kind of wobbles to one side a little bit. Way cooler. So, Joker from up north, thank you so much for the idea. Now I did put a light yellow wash on the green parts just so they'd match a little better. They still don't match perfectly. You can see a little how it just matches a little closer than just a standard turtle. But still, it's not a perfect match. But it works. Alright, let's put them nose to nose and let's take a look at the height difference. Try to get them in the same stance. I guess those are pretty cool. Let me know what you think in the comments if you like the articulation or not. And you can see right there that it's just not that much difference between their head heights. And there you go. So, believe it or not, just raising the front did not do a huge difference. It does tilt He-Man back a little more, which actually makes him sit in the saddle better. But other than that, it's not a huge difference. Alright, you guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you plan on trying to do a fix like this. If you like it, if you don't like it, if I should have just left it alone, give me your comments. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next video. Bye now.